how you can transfer your knowledge, your experience to other department students and make them feel that history is a very important subject in our life. And first, you should know your history of your department and history, how your history subject is grown all these years. So it's not become like sociology. It's not become like any other subjects. So that is where you have to be very alert today more than anything else. You see in Western universities, social science have become subsidiary courses to technology. Most of the technology universities offer social science courses like central universities and all. Here we have integration of social science. So we have to have very strong knowledge of subject and technology and research and other part, so that will help us to build not only our research and knowledge system, but also build our career. If you get good positions, placement, that will build profile of your department and also your career. And one psychologist Erickson says, when your life will be fulfilled, he says your identity development depends on two choices in your life. One, you should make the right career, choice of right career. You should find a good job. And second, your right life path. Both are very important in life. So that's what he said. Then your life becomes meaningful. So everybody wants this, good career, good life. That's why we are here. That's why we are here. And for that, we have to study very hard. I remember some of my classmates who used to study day and night, whether it is sociology, whether it is economics or psychology or history or any other subjects. But you learn from science. I had very good closest friends from biochemistry. I learned from them. Now, how social science people should become serious, sincere, like the science students. They spend a lot of time, even night they spend in their laboratory. Social science people, we think 10, 9, 10 to 5, our life goes. But actually, after 5, science students' life starts, academic life starts in the laboratory. I used to sleep with those science students in the laboratory. They used to put alarm that time and put experiments and set the time and sleep. Whenever alarm rings, they used to get up and check their laboratory experiments and all. See, this is how the sciences are very vibrant. Why sciences are in great demand? It is because of this study, practical exposure, experience that they do. In the same way, you should make your history in that framework so that you make your subject more relevant and meaningful to the time. So, taking this opportunity, you take your heritage culture, don't limit it to the it is a social science subject. You are also science students. You study like science, you do practicals, field visits like science, and all. You know about all the temple, cultural heritage, architecture, and disseminate that knowledge through brochures and pamphlets and all that. And you make everybody feel proud. Yes, history is important part of our life as such. So, on this occasion, students are playing a very important role in building the department. Teachers play a very important role. You stay here for 3 years, 4 years, or 2 years. But teachers stay very, very long. So, teachers are very important for any university. It is teachers whose, uh, lifestyle is very important. I still remember my teacher who is in Maharashtra, how he used to sit in library. I still remember the place where he used to sit, how he used to take books and read them. So, because of that teacher, criminology was my most favorite subject rather than other subjects in social work. I was very fond of criminology books and his lectures. So he was very fond. He used to prepare very well. He used to read very well and he used to present very well. Those guide us, those, model, what we say, role model. The teachers are very, very important. They make deep impact. Even in our school days, we remember school teacher. We all remember our school teacher. I don't think any student, whether it's IS officer or IM graduate or IIT graduate, he will forget his primary school friends, high school friends or teachers. So teachers play very, very important. The knowledge of teachers, the innovation, creativity of the teachers, that motivates the students Their research guides the students, and scholars play very important role with their innovation and creativity in creating new knowledge system, adding new knowledge to the subject and all. So that's how the teachers, scholars, research scholars, and students build the academics or your knowledge system. So you should be proud of your subject. First, you should respect your subject. You should be proud of your subject and your department. You should always feel that you should make your department feel proud by taking part and all. I'm very happy that you got many recognition, including library and many sports and cultural events that builds the profile. Everywhere people know, yeah, yeah, history people, history people, history people. So you remember, I think the blackboards are very popular on our campus. You see always policeman moving, judges coming to department. That is because of law department. See how a department changed the environment of the university. Earlier, we see police station courts outside, but now police station courts you see inside. When judges coming, police follow. Even IPS officer also follow them. That is the contribution of law department. See how a department can change any department, that science also. Many Indians of science professors and TFR professors graced this university because of physics department, mathematics department, chemistry department. So this is very important. So you must be proud, and I wish you all the best. And thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your wisdomful remarks. Now I again request Professor Chandravir sir to launch the trailer of our Paithrika Fest, and I ask the media team to kindly assist with the technical procedure.
Use mobile directly. Mobile. Not over that. Like. Wait, wait. Huh? అవసరం లేదు సార్ ఇక్కడి నుంచి తీస్తాను जोहार खाना खाया खाना खाया नाश्ता खाया
Now I request our students, qualified students to kindly proceed for the inauguration of the gallery's exhibition room and for the inauguration of our Paithrika banner. And after which all the students are requested to come back to the seminar hall for a lecture which will be given up by our speaker, Dr. Bina and Deori, Deputy Director, Research Cultural Center. All the students, please join for the gallery inauguration. And immediately the Sangha can take the
That unfolding of the banner is there. In the gallery of the gallery.
Okay. All explanation. Srinidhi. All explanation. Those who want to listen.
मैडम आप भी आ रहे हैं? आप भी आ रहे हैं? Madam, the staff, backside staff, I don't know. Right. Show how they are doing. Okay.
Can you take it from there? They are going to drop down.
Come here, sir, come here.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope I am audible to all the members online. Am I audible here? Am I audible to the members in the Google Meet? Can someone respond?
Madam,
Okay, is it breaking? My voice is breaking.
yes madam. Video
Okay, we'll try
also
to fix it.
क्या है मुझे
Clear नहीं है क्या sir? Sir, everyone, please stay online for a minute. We will try to fix this. Meanwhile, Dr. Bina Gandhi, can you hear me? Hello.
Hello, hey, Remy.
Yes, Vinadi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay,
I got
okay. I think
disconnected. So what I
Okay.
will do is like I will anyway because I came with some different name.
Yeah, I could see your username right now is Modern History.
Then it should be fine.
Yes, I can identify you and I'm able to hear you also. Shall we?
Okay.
Would you like to share your screen?
You want me to share my screen? Okay.
If you are presenting
Okay.
you.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Let
we would
me
also
do
like to keep your video on.
Yeah. So
Yes, we can
Yeah.
see you now.
yeah. Okay. Then also let me. Is that what? I don't know what's that.
Maybe you have put your screen sharing in a wrong manner. You can stop sharing and try again.
Mm. Okay, wait. I need to.
Once you click the share screen, they will ask select a window or a screen. Then you
Yeah.
can choose the
It
window.
was. No. Yeah, this is okay, but this is the wrong screen. Okay, just give me a moment, please. Mm.
Hello, Binadi. Now your mic is muted.
Yeah, just a moment. Give me 1 minute. You can start with the introduction if you have to do that.
Right. In a moment we will do that.
Yeah. Yeah, come. I don't know. Something happened because it closed down, no? Okay. No. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, this one. Yeah, now it's okay. Yeah. Hi. Why didn't work then? Then I have to do this. Which one? I have to. This one?
Yes, we can see your screen.
This is the bigger one. Okay.
Okay, fine.
Now.
Good afternoon,
Which one?
everyone. Yes, your screen is fine. Good afternoon, everyone. We are now moving to the second part of our inaugural session.
Video on.
Today we have Dr. Bina Deori, who is delivering the special lecture on occasion of our Paithrika Fest and World Heritage Week celebration. Before proceeding to her lecture, I request Moili Konyak, our student from PG Semester 3, to introduce the speaker to the audience here. Moile, over to you. Moily, can you hear me? We seems to have a bit of technical issues. We are fixing it right ahead. So give just a moment to fix the issue. Moily, Moily, you can proceed from here now.
Very good afternoon, ladies and everyone. So, I would like to give a quick introduction of our speaker, who is Dr. Bina, the Deputy Director of Research of SARC Cultural Center. Let me just give a quick introduction about her. So, Dr. Bina Deori, she is a Deputy Director of Research at our Cultural Center for London and with all education. She is affiliated to the Department of Ancient Indian History, Culture and Archaeology, Vishwa Bharat Certificated West Bengal. Dr. Deori has been awarded fellowships like UK Visiting Fellowship in Nehru Trust, the Christ Charles Wellens India Trust Fellowship at the Museum of Archaeology and Anthropology, Cambridge and at the Center of South Asian Studies, Cambridge University. Dr. Deori also received Erasmus Mendez Consortium grant as part of academic mobility to spend time conducting the research in the University of Warsaw. Dr. Deori participated and presented papers in various national and international forums. Dr. Deori main interest lies in documenting the cultural heritage of the indigenous community. So we will give a round of applause for our speakers. So now, you can kindly take up the stage now.
Thank you, Moily. I'm sure the audio was not very clear for the online people present here. So, Dr. Bina Gandhi Deori, please proceed to your presentation. You're mute. You need to unmute your mic.
A very,
Yes.
very good afternoon and namaskara. At the outset, I extend my deep gratitude to the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Honorable Registrar of CUK, Central University of Karnataka, and also to Dr. Remya VP, the coordinator, for giving me this opportunity. But last but not least, my heartiest thanks to the students for showing so much of enthusiasm, because I have joined earlier also, and then I saw that many of the students, many of you have organized and also participated in many of the heritage related activities. So seeing so much of enthusiasm from the side of kind of student is really very encouraging. And so I was told that I will be speaking to the students, mostly the students. So that's why I thought that I should focus my lecture on intangible cultural heritage and youth participation in it, and how their involvement can revitalize ICH, especially in South Asia, as the region, as the South Asia, the region concerns us. Okay, so I thought of talking on intangible cultural heritage because built heritage we talk about, right? We see this built heritages all around us, and we know, at least we have some ideas how wars or climate change affects these heritages, tangible. But what about those aspects of heritage that we can't see, you know? But I'm very sure you still remember the lullabies that you must have heard as you were growing up. You know, you must have heard those stories. You still remember those stories, and the aroma that comes from the house, when when the food is being cooked in the house. Or maybe you still remember some of the performing arts could be dance, drama, music that you have watched. So doesn't it make you feel nostalgic, or it takes you back to the land where you belong to? This is intangible cultural heritage. Okay, so I will. Okay, so you can see the first screen. So I thought I'll talk about the youth involvement and what role they can play in revitalizing intangible cultural heritage in South Asia. Okay, so can you see the second slide now? Because I don't know if the slides are moving or not. So you can see the International Day of Intangible Cultural Heritage is observed annually on October 17th to raise awareness about the importance of living heritage and its safeguarding, how we can safeguard it. Okay. Now, the concept of ICH, or Intangible Cultural Heritage, it gained prominence in academic discourse following the 2003 UNESCO Convention for the Safeguarding of the Intangible Cultural Heritage. Now, this Article 2, if you see each line, if you read it more, I think, all the different aspects that should be included is here. So, what do we mean by intangible cultural heritage? It means the practices, the representations, the expressions, the knowledge, skills, as well as it also includes the instruments, objects, artifacts, and cultural spaces associated therewith that communities, groups, and in some cases, individuals recognize as part of their cultural heritage. And this cultural heritage is transmitted from generation to generation, and it is constantly recreated by communities and by groups in response to their environment. That means it is not static, right? With their interaction with nature and their history, and provides, how do you feel? It provides them with a sense of identity, isn't it? So, as I said, certain folk songs, folk music, it gives you a sense of identity, and it promotes respect for cultural diversity and human creativity. So, thus, we see that intangible cultural heritage is not static, but it is dynamic. It is the living heritage, and its very important aspect is that intergenerational transmission for its continuity. So, I was planning to show a video, but anyway, I'll just skip the video. So, you see, why I chose to talk about youth in South Asian context, traditional practices. And it's very important aspect of the intangible heritage in South Asia is that it is an ongoing dialogue with the present. Now, when we talk about intangible cultural heritage, there are 5 domains, which like as per 2003 UNESCO Convention. The first is oral traditions and expressions. It could be like your stories, language, folk stories, And number 2 is performing arts, where you have dance, where you have drama, martial art, traditional martial art. Then number 3 is shows social practices, rituals, and festive events, the kind of festivals that we celebrate. Then 4 is the knowledge and practices concerning nature and the universe, some kind of rituals that we do, some kind of knowledge that we have about the universe. Number 5 is the traditional craftsmanship. We have weaving, we have wooden work. So these are the 5 domains in which we include all the different parts of intangible cultural heritage. Now, when it comes to South Asia, now UNESCO has a list, UNESCO has ICH list. So you see, in total, there are 30 elements inscribed on the representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. So I'm giving you an idea. Though we say South Asia is very rich in living heritage, but we have only 30 elements. Afghanistan has 4, Bangladesh has 5, Bhutan has 1, and India has 15. Maldives has not yet kind of inscribed. Nepal has not inscribed. Pakistan has 3, and Sri Lanka has 2. Now, as I said, what is the rationale for youth engagement? Why do we need youth? It's very interesting. The safeguarding of ICH, intangible cultural heritage, is about ensuring that young people can appropriate heritage, they can take pride in it, and they renew it. So this is kind of said by Audrey Azoulay, who was the UNESCO DG. She has stated. So that is why, what is the rationale for youth engagement? Why we need them? Okay. Now, ICH and youth. So, how do we ensure that intangible cultural heritage continues? So, it hinges on its successful transmission to the future generation, right? So, as I have already mentioned, in a region which has world's largest youth, rationale for engaging young people in this process is both urgent and paramount. Youth are, these days, you see, youth are not merely passive recipients, but they are future decision makers. They are innovators. They are the essential agents of continuity. So by engaging in this kind of cultural practices, young people can contribute to the they can contribute to the continuity of their heritage. At the same time, they can also shape their identities. The innovative approaches adopted by youth, it reflects a dynamic interplay between tradition and modernity, suggesting that, as I stated earlier, ICH is not static, but rather an evolving entity. So, for ICH to survive, it must blend with the daily lives of the youth. We have the capacity to introduce the youth who have the capacity to introduce innovative solutions and unique perspectives that are very to continue and to be adaptive and to be relevant in the modern world. Without their active participation, the very survival of this art is at risk, as they cannot last without the direct intervention and transmission of human beings across generations. Now, this is what is very, very important. When the first UNESCO South Asia Regional Support Strategy for 2025 to 2029, it builds on UNESCO's experience in the region and focuses on 3 main areas. Number 1 is advancing gender equality. Number 2 is engaging meaningfully with youth. And number 3 is mobilizing cultural diversity. So through this strategy, UNESCO aims to harness South Asia's immense human potential to drive sustainable development and contributing to lasting peace in the region. Now, I will give some examples of case studies. This is also very interesting. When it comes to India, India is hosting for the first time. Okay, India is hosting the 28th session of the Intergovernmental Committee for the Safeguarding of the Intangible Cultural Heritage. So when we talk about India, we know there are 15 elements inscribed, right, under the intangible cultural heritage. So these are all over. So if you see I have given a little like pictures, so you can see the most recent is the Garba dance from Gujarat, and before that it was Durga Puja from Kolkata. So you can see there are 15 elements from India. Now, I will take so here, sorry, if you see Chow dance is in number 5, which is from Eastern India. Now, if you, how the youth involvement has changed. So when you look at this dance, this particular form of dance, it was inscribed in 2010. So it is a martial dancing, so where it was exclusively performed by male. Why male? Because historically, for 200 years, it became this dance, as I said, had been performed exclusively by male because it has little, it incorporates martial arts, athletics, acrobatics. So what has social change by empowering a 22-year-old woman, a girl, Moshumi Chaudhary, who became the first woman to perform Chow dance. Now, her example has also inspired many other women in her community, and this example it illustrates how ICH safeguarding can contribute to broader goals of social equality, right? Such as SDG 10, which is reduce inequalities. So this dance, it's also very interesting, this form of dance has also been integrated into university ensuring its academic recognition and institutional support. So you can see this is she was also featured in this Asia Pacific Youth ICH. Okay, now I will take few examples from Nepal. So jatras in India also, we have lots of jatras, this Jagannath Jatra. So here also they do lot of the jatras in Nepal. For around, they have I think 8 types of different jatras, 7 types of different jatras, like Gai Jatra, Biscuit Jatra, Indra Jatra. So what happens here is, I will take example of one jatra, that is Gai Jatra. Sorry. In this Gai Jatra, if you see the first picture in the Gai Jatra, you see the small children, they have a mask over their head of Gai, cow. So this jatra, it involves participation of the youth, the boys or the young male adults. Okay, but this is also, it used to be exclusively for boys of a family. They pay respect to their deceased family members by wearing this cow costume and walking in long marches. So in a way, the idea behind these marches were to soothe the pain of grief and awakens a sense of togetherness of the members who are taking part in this jatra. Okay. Now, as I said, it was a male-dominated jatra. Now, recently, it has undergone a visible shift in gender roles, with more females participating. Now, you can see the women, they are the first picture where they are pulling the chariot. You can see women participation. And on the other slide, you can see a young woman playing the drum. So it was unthinkable few years back. But since 2012, women have been they have been permitted to participate Rath Yatra. Okay, so and then you see these instruments, the drum that she's beating. Traditionally, it was an exclusive domain of the male members of the society. You know, because they believe that it is due to the association of music with the worship of Nasodhya, who was regarded as the deity of dance and music, and it was not allowed for women to participate. So now you see an inclusive approach to the conservation of heritage has increased women participation. Now, another picture, this is very, very interesting, a blend of tradition and activism. Now, here, over the years, you can see this Gai Jatra. Through Gai Jatra, there is an NGO called Blue Diamond Society, Nepal's leading human rights and public health organization. They hosted the 22nd Nepal Pride Parade. They have organized it. So you can see how tradition became so inclusive that it has not included the women, but also members of the LGBTQ community. So it's kind of a voice for more inclusive society. So this is another picture. So you know how youth involvement, as I said, it is not static, changing the need of the modern society. Now, also the youth played a very, very important role in Bhasha. Um, uh, Despite its name, Nepal Bhasha, the language was only spoken by the Newar population, which is also known as the Newari language and not the Nepal's national language. Now, its use among the youth is also declining, with only 66% understand it and 43% speak it fluently. So they also Kathmandu KMC, they are also aiming to revive the use of the language, and so they have started using these languages in schools. Okay, so now next example I will take is from Pakistan. So Pakistan has also made significant stride in institutionalizing ICH safeguarding, because they have established an inventory and holding these national folk festivals to promote. So, for example, the National Institute of Folk and Traditional Heritage, Lok Virsa, the picture that you can see, it's a museum. It plays a key role by holding a series of courses in folk arts and music. Sometimes they have these classes for calligraphy. Sometimes they held classes for truck art. Truck art is kind of, I mean, you must have seen how the trucks are beautifully painted. So specifically, these are aimed to promote indigenous culture among the youth. Okay, so this kind of approach brings living heritage into the lives of the young people, ensuring its transmission and awareness in an accessible and engaging way. So we have few examples from Bangladesh where this community-based festivals. Again, in Bangladesh, this is one example I'm showing where UNESCO supported a project was implemented. Mostly they focus on implementing community-based and community-led intangible cultural heritage festivals, in which they include festivals. So this initiative, which is a collaborative effort between the Bangladesh National Museum and other local partners, they emphasizes on research, capacity building, and inter knowledge sharing. So these festivals are not only meant for cultural showcases, but are designed to strengthen community bonds and promote social harmony. As you can see, this is one youth festival which blended, and they also include a lot of sports and culture to foster social solidarity. So this is a 2-day residential workshop in Bangladesh from this year, July 20 to 22nd. And this was jointly organized by UNESCO Dhaka and UNESCO ISCAP. So they brought you around 20 writers, young writers and cultural activists from 5 indigenous communities from Bangladesh. So this event aimed to encourage indigenous youth to explore creative writing inspired by elements of their own intangible cultural heritage. So they also discussed, during this workshop, they engaged in lectures. They shared information about their heritage, and they learned how to incorporate their communities. Now, next, again, this is kind of, yeah. These are, because I mentioned Sri Lanka, there are two, I see it, two elements. So this is the first is called Rukadanatya, which is the traditional puppet in Sri Lanka. So this how it is used. And the next is weaving. It is called Dumbara weaving, so which is quite famous. So in November 2023 also, so you can see these are how the weaving is, this is the final product, the design, the motifs. So in 2023 also, UNESCO New Delhi Regional Office, in collaboration with the Ministry of Buddha Sasana, Religious and Cultural Affairs, Government of Sri Lanka, conducted a 3-day national capacity building workshop. So this workshop offered a sort of a training to gain deeper insights. So this is the one that I was mentioning. So here also, Sri Lanka showcases a rich array of living heritage. Much of its living heritage is also highly prone to risk of being abandoned and is gradually disappearing over time. And therefore, their safeguarding is an essential need to ensure that the knowledge and skills are retained and transmitted across generations. It is also important that efforts to protect and promote the living ICH traditions avoid freezing them. It was stated by Ms. Junhee Han during when this workshop was being held. So the whole idea of illustrating or talking about these case studies is to highlight the transformative potential of youth engagement in the preservation of ICH in South Asia. So each of these initiatives, it shows that when young people are actively involved in cultural practices, they not only contribute to the safeguarding of their heritage, but also foster innovation and creativity. The integration of modern technology and participatory approaches have proven effective in attracting youth and ensuring the relevance of ICH in our society. Now, but also the thing is that the youth, young people, in spite of their unique, often less heard during decision making processes. So, safeguarding efforts must therefore be directly linked to creating sustainable livelihood opportunities, because this is very much important. In the few of the last lectures also that I heard, the previous speakers also kind of emphasized the need for uh, livelihood, that aspect of livelihood, uh, creating a sustainable livelihood opportunities. That is very important because the structural landscapes of ICH safeguarding in South Asia is often uh, ill-equipped to facilitate meaningful youth engagement. So from an administrative and economic viewpoint, there is a scarcity of volunteering opportunities also, and a very low rate of youth employment within the cultural heritage management sector. Now, the influence of globalization and also allure of urban lifestyle is also another reason that pose um, these barriers to youth engagement. So thus, it's very important that policymakers and cultural organizations, they must create supportive environments to encourage youth participation in ICH initiatives. So this includes providing resources, training, platforms for young people to showcase their talents and cultural knowledge. Now, this is also this I put this slide also because it's very how the involvement of youth in storytelling contest. So that's about meaningfully engagement, So it's very important that to empower youth through policy and education. So as I said, there is an urgent need for a well-defined policy to increase youth involvement in ICH revitalizations. These include courses, introducing courses like heritage management courses, I think which we have in many universities across India, and also kind of, which also kind of in schools and colleges to foster a deeper connection to living traditions. For example, I have cited the example of chow dance, how the inclusion of chow dance in university curricula in India, it signifies a move towards institutional recognition and support to that kind of art form, then leveraging technology for preservation and promotion. So, I mean, this technology, it can serve as a powerful uh, aid to youth engagement because it offers innovative avenues, the use of virtual reality and AR, and we already know in museums these are being used and how helpful it is. It can create this immersive experiences that attract attention and increase public understanding of ICH, and also the importance of community-led initiative by uh, uh, it's a community-based and community-led. So the UNESCO Convention itself affirms that its objective can only be achieved with the active participation of the communities concerned, because they are the enactors, they are the transmitters, they are the owners of the knowledge. So this shifts the role of the external organization from being custodians to being facilitators, right? So projects, therefore, should be community based and led to empower the local communities and leaders to organize their own events and initiatives, thereby building a lasting partnerships and a sense of shared responsibility. So at the end, the future of South Asia's rich and diverse intangible cultural heritage is linked to the fate and fortunes of its youth. The evidence from across the region that I have shown you, from Nepal, from India, from Bangladesh, it demonstrates that when young people are empowered and they are provided with the right resources, they are not only capable of preserving but also revitalize them in innovative ways. And the case studies show that these uh, challenges that you come across can be overcome with targeted, integrated, and community based strategies. By formalizing support through policy and education, ethically leveraging uh, technology, because this technology can also be used in many different ways, right? So it has to be ethically used. And this can be used to create new opportunities to empower people, empower youth to become the architects of their own cultural future. South Asia can ensure that its living heritage not only survives but thrives. The active and meaningful engagement of the youth is not an optional luxury anymore, but a fundamental necessity for building a sustainable future where cultural identity is a source of pride, economic opportunity, and a foundation for intergenerational dialogue and social cohesion. So, with this, I end my talk. Thank you. So, by the way, this is the last picture is that of the truck art that I mentioned from Pakistan. So this has also been recognized.
Moily, it's over to you now.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the insightful talk. Now it's time for interaction time. If anyone of you have any question or you want to give again an explanation of it, the time is open to all the students out there.
Was it audible to you, Dr. Binadi?
No, it was very hazy. But are there any? I mean, are there any question and answer session?
Yes, in case any of them, any of the students wish to join for a discussion.
Oh, yeah. They can also give their feedback in comment, or they have some examples to cite. how they
Uh,
have kind of, what kind of heritage that have come into their notice and what they would like to do.
right. So the students, you can come up with your responses. It could be a question and questions, or it could be your opinions or suggestions or any remarks that you would like to have.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, I read a point where it said that a body needs to avoid freezing the intangible heritage. We are a lot of students here, so I would like you to enlighten us on ground level, not whole community level, what we can do to maintain the different heritage we come from and share it together. If you have any suggestions.
Yeah, so okay, it was not very clear to me the question because of the so it was something like on intangible cultural heritage. What is the ground reality or something? How you can involve, right? How
Yes, ma'am.
students can involve.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now because I think now there are more opportunities. I have seen there are lots of things like heritage walk. Kind of it could be something no very. It could start with something very small. So you can take part in this heritage kind of heritage walk, and it's sometimes the like as I said like tangible buildings, built heritage we see. It's all around, right? So sometimes there are stories behind it. So as students, you can go there, you can ask, you can inquire them about the history of these, and there are certain things we do. Why we do it? So that kind of the intangible aspect, and yeah, nowadays there are lots of like things to read online also, material. Look, there can be storytelling sessions. There are certain kind of stories that you must have heard in your from your like elders. So nowadays you can see if you see the young uh, kids these days, they like grow up kind of watching some Japanese animation and these things. Yeah, so we I remember when we were growing up, we had our own stories. We had our own folk heroes. So those folk heroes and kind of they are not there anymore. So now if you ask a young child in your family, he will say, I like Captain America. I like, the Superman, this man, Hulk, this and that, right? So these are kind of, this is a completely kind of, I mean, uh, we have kind of forgotten about that. So the other day, I will tell you an example. What I had this, we had this reading kind of every Saturday. We have to like um, kind of it's on a voluntary basis. So last Saturday I went, and then the small kids, they bring stories. You have to read for them, right? So this small girl brought a story of Snow White, and I had to read it to her. So when I was reading the story of the Snow White, and I felt it is so wrong. Kind of the main story, is based on a girl who is as white as snow. And here I was telling these stories to these like 5 6 young girls. We are, and who are not, we are not fair, no skin that way. So the story is saying how fair you are. You understand? So these stories, it does not kind of, there's something very wrong with them, but we don't realize it. And if you see Tarzan, it's kind of, it's somewhere in Africa, but he looks very well, kind of we have always seen like Tarzan's character, but not as an African hero with animals. He's all with animals and all, but it's always English face, right? Nowadays, there's lots of like K-pop, like Korean dramas, and then what about our dramas? the street plays that we used to have, how much we know about it. So it's very important that we should look back within our own like villages, rural kind of life. It is there. I remember when we never, I mean, when we don't eat food at night, our elders should they eat food. Otherwise, this, there was a local name was there. He will come, or she will be there. So where are those folk characters? They are not there anymore. So I mean, maybe you go back, you go to the village, you ask a story about, we will have all this kind of, full of stories about folk heroes or sheroes. Yeah. So are there any more questions?
We are still on here. Anyone?
Yes, ma'am. I have a question. Like, ma'am, we see now that these days that the West, especially the Europe and US, is adopting several of our means South Asia's cultural practices. So, where does one draw the line between appreciation and appropriation?
Appropriation. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
See, as I said, nowadays, kind of with indigenous communities, it has become very, very strict. This copyright issues and all. If you go, then you take their permission. You have to inform them that the information that you are extracting from them is going to be published, and they are okay with that. This ethical kind of all these things are there. So yeah, I mean, if it has happened without us um, knowing about it, right? So if you have like nowadays, if you use it's kind of yoga when we talk about yoga. So earlier, I think there was a phase wherever I will see a yoga ad, I will always see a white person doing yoga. So to some extent, it's also we also have to realize, kind of as you said, where to draw the line, kind of, because still with certain, as I said, with ethnic indigenous communities, we take into account their agreement, their involvement. That's what I say, community based and community led initiatives, where they are the owners and they decide to choose what they want to share, how much they want to share. It's very important.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
If there is no more questions coming up, we will be able to wind up this session.
Thank you so much, ma'am, and also to all the students who have asked questions and then for attending this very program.
Yeah.
Now,
Also,
for the word of thanks, I request Ramya ma'am to give a
before
word of
that, I
thanks.
also want to thank all the students for being there, because it's kind of, and because so I thought I'm going to talk with the students, so I must kind of give some examples, how the involvement of youth can do so many things nowadays with mobile. With mobile itself, there are so many things, storytelling, kind of, you can make small documentaries, you can small make some videos. So it's very easy.
Hello, Dr. Binali, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so now we have come to the final section of this program. We are really grateful that you have accepted our invitation, and this, even though it was delayed beyond our expectation, you stayed online and still delivered the lecture, even with the delay. I'm very sure that this lecture have benefited our students, and also this was being live streamed through the Google Meet as well as through different channels of streaming. There have been a good participation, and we also had a number of people sitting in one classroom and listening. So this was a very, very fruitful learning lesson for our students and all those who have been listening to us. Thank you so very much for being a part of the inaugural session of our Heritage Week celebrations. We will be looking forward to more occasions to be together and collaborating with you. Thank you so very much. On behalf of the Department of History and Archaeology, Central University of Karnataka, and the organizing committee of the Paithrika Fest, I express heartfelt gratitude to you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.